Welcome back, guys. Today we'll go over the decklist for the Tearlaments-Spright-Ishizu and Sprite decklist that I've built. If you cannot afford the field spell as well, this decklist doesn't include the field spell, so it's more budget friendly. So let's get into it. For the tier package, we play 2 Rhinoheart, 3 Siren, 3 Merly, 3 Havnis, 1 Soliek and 1 Scream. I don't think that you need 2 Rhinoheart because you are definitely milling a lot. Siren is 3, Havnis is your hand trap. Merly, you almost always want to see Merly because Merly and any Sprite card is full combo. I don't think that you also need more than 1 Tearlaments Scream and 1 Soliek. If you mill Soliek, is fine. If not, you can grab it with Kit Kalos or you can grab Scream with Kit Kalos. I don't think that in this decklist, because of the Sprite package, more than 1 Scream and more than 1 Soliek is needed. Now, for the Ishizu package, we have 3 Keldo, 3 Mudora, 2 Keldo, 1 Agido. I don't think that you need more than 1 Agido, and I also don't think that you need more than 1 Kelbeck. Yes, you want to draw him sometimes, but you don't want to draw many Ishizu cards basically, because they can get bricky, and if you are in the mirror, you definitely don't want to draw like this combination, for example, and be forced to mill with Kelbeck and Agido. Because in your opponents there in the Tear-Ishizu mirror, you don't want to give your opponents any mills at all. So we are playing 3 of the good cards, 1 card I think of the worst Ishizu card, and 2 Kelbeck. For now, I'm still debating about putting Kelbeck to 3, but for now I think that 2 is a very good ratio. Now, for the Sprite package, we have 1 starter, 1 smashers, 1 blue, 2 jet, 1 carrot, 1 red, and then we have the 2 swap frog. I don't think, I mean, you definitely don't need more than 1 red, carrot, and smashers. You definitely don't want more than 1 starter because it locks you into level 2s. Now, between jet and blue, I honestly don't want to spend the $40-50 for another blue. That's why I'm playing 2 jet. But I also think that jet is maybe sometimes better than blue because you can search you the spell cards. But for now, jet is more of a budget option because I don't want to do into 2 blue. The swap frog is here to make totally awesome, and also the swap frog is aqua, which means that you can use him as a mill with any of your tier monsters. And despite that, Merly plus any Sprite jet, plus any Sprite card, is basically full combo. Like even if you are under Dweller, you can just normal summon Merly, let's say, special summon Red, and you can go into Gigantic. Or if you draw blue, you can set Jet starter. You can basically get into full combo with any of these 2. And it's also much easier to make swap frog because there are so many times where you end with Merly and let's say Rhinoheart on the board. And then if you can bring any of your sprites, you only need to bring only 1 swap frog, so you can go into totally awesome. And that can happen even if you are under Dweller. Like you can do Merly normal, special the blue, special jet, get starters, go into Gigantic, bring the Toad, and overlay these 2 into totally awesome. It's also basically the Sprite package. I feel that it gives another out to Dweller and to all of the other like counter cards like Dimension Shifter, Exo Sisters, all of those cards that they just want to counter the tier. That is why the Sprite package is here. And also I think that because of the Sprite package, you don't need the field spell. I don't think that there is any space here for the field spell, and I don't feel that the field spell is necessary. To keep going, we have the Bestial package with 2 Magnemute and 1 Drizworm. Then to go into the non-engine cards, 2 prosperity, 1 instant, 2 triple tactics and 3 super poly. I still think that super poly is strong. Triple tactics, especially in the Tear-Ishizu meta, is very strong. Ishizu is to bestials, I'm sorry, is to counter the Tear-Ishizu. Prosperity is here for consistency, and instant fusion just gives you 1 out to Kit Kalos immediately. And many times, because of the prosperity, you can dig to find your tier. Like if you open Merely and prosperity and you can dig 6 cards and you find any of the sprite cards, this is again full combo. So these are basically outs to Dweller, to D-Shifter, to Dimensional Fissure, and all of those other cards, counter cards. Now let's go into the extra deck. In our extra deck, we play 1 Rule Kalos, 1 Kaleido Heart, 1 Kit Kalos, 1 Garura, and 1 Mad Dragon for the fusion monsters. I don't think that there is much to say. I don't play Dragostapelia because you almost never summon Dragostapelia, so I don't find it necessary. And because of the sprite package, there is another level 2 link that I'm playing. For the links, I'm playing Sprite Spring, I'm playing Underworld Goddess, Elf, IP, and Dark. Basically, I got out my second Kit Kalos for the IP, because with the Sprite package, it's so easy to go into IP, and in your opponent's turn, you can use the IP to bring Sprint, dump Merely, and then you can fusion summon into a Rule Kalos or into Kaleido Heart in your opponent's turn. Here we have 1 Elf staple, 1 Dark staple. I'm between Underworld Goddess and Access Code. For now I'm going with Underworld Goddess because Underworld Goddess is better against Avramax and against the Ignister. But because I'm mainly playing into my locals, I feel that Access Code is much better against Rogue and non-meta decks. So I'm still debating into this. This is up to change. Then for the XYZ, we have 1 Zeus, 1 Gigantic, 1 Totally, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 Babushka. This is for all of the tier matchups. This is for Flu. These 2 are because of the Sprite package. It's so easy to get access into. And then we have 1 Zeus, which is I think a staple. Now for our extra deck, we play some more bestials. We play the 3rd Magnamut and the 2nd Druisworm. We play double Droplet. Droplet is really good, I think, against Abyss Dweller, and it's generally a good board breaker where your opponent can respond to. It's also good against Sprite. And I think it depends on the situation, it can be good against Flu. Then we play triple Lightning Storm, the 3rd triple Tactics, and 1 Change of Heart. Not much to say. We play these 2 cards here going second to basically steal our opponent's monsters, where we end up playing 3 triple tactics and 1 change of heart. Being able to get your opponent's monsters is really strong, because also we play so many 1 card combos, like opening, let's say, Merely and any of the sprites and change of heart or triple tactics is a full combo and we can steal our opponent's monsters. Lightning Storm is board breakers. Then we also play 1 Harpies and 1 Dark Hole. More board breakers. We can also use our Tearlaments effects with this card. Like you normal summon Merely, your opponent can negate with like anything, for example, and then you can just Dark Hole and trigger your Merely in the graveyard and get rid of your opponent's board. Harpy's Feather is here for the back row and Mystic Mine. You can also use Lightning Storm for back row, of course. Then we have more board breakers, Triple Evenly. Very strong card. And then I'm siding the 1 Crime, especially going first. I don't think that I want this in the main deck. I almost never want to see this going first, but I think it's a very good side deck option. So yeah, I think that's the deck list, except the Underworld Goddess access code. I don't think I would change much. I play 1 blue to be more budget friendly, and I don't want to spend the $90, $80 for the tier field spell. I also feel that the field spell we get limited on the ban list, so that's when I will probably grab 1. We'll get there, Christmas is coming. You notice here that I don't play like Spooky Dogwood or I don't play like time cards. I'm playing in my locals mainly, and I just want to have fun, and I hope that my opponents won't slow play. So far on the games I've played, none of them have gone into time, into such like critical measures where I need to play Spooky Dogwood. So I'm just playing my board breakers. But if I was going into a YCS, I would have probably cut something for 3 Dogwood for time. So yeah, that is the deck list we have. Again, my only debatable card right now is Underworld or Access Code. I'm really happy with this deck. I think that the main positive thing for the deck is that you don't die into Abyss Dweller and into Dimensional Shifter and all of those cards that easily because of the Dig of Prosperity. And I mean, you're going second card speaks themselves, and then we have the whole Sprite package, which I think is also a one card combo. It can be great extender, and it can sometimes save you when you're playing against Abyss Dweller, because right now many Tear-Ishizu players, they don't end on Rule Kalos and Dweller to avoid the super polish. So the most of the matches I've seen, they end on Dweller and something else. It's usually like Dweller and Kaleidoheart, let's say. Then if you open with your Sprite combos, you can just start playing and break their board very easily, and probably build an Omni Negate into totally awesome. So yeah, that is the deck list. Thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll